Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play The Legend of Grimrock, and when last we left off, we now have the complete set of the Valor armor. We also have some more crossbow quarrels, and we have got into the inner sanctum of the Grimrock temple, and found these enemies, who were not very happy to see us whatsoever. Let's move on, shall we? The caverns and the shrine. Well, if we are given a choice of not going into a place with loads and loads of enemies that pretty much are going to throw spells at us all the time, I'm going to pick the option which means we don't have to deal with enemies that throw spells at us all the time. And I'm very unfortunately sad that we've picked this way. It's only an ogre. We've dealt with far worse before. We have, but they're still nasty. And they are indeed still nasty, but we do have a nice open space with which to defeat one. And by nice and open, I mean it's a few squares. And I accidentally stepped into the attack of the ogre, and have been reminded why you really do not want to do that, because the ogres hit really hard. And I mean really hard. Alright, a few more hits, and there we go. We have 26 crossbow bolts, and that is a lot of crossbow bolts indeed. What else is in here that we need to be careful of? A pair of these enemies, but they really are nothing to worry about anymore. We most certainly can deal with almost everything that's here. Hello, how are you? Would you like a lightning bolt? You would. And now you are in some serious trouble, because we can pretty much just obliterate you. And that was a silly thing to do, but fortunately an ogre is really not that difficult for us anymore. Not that difficult at all. Hello! You are going to be dead very soon, and you are dead right now. Ah, some throwing knives. I don't know if we have any throwing knives anymore. We do, we still have a few. Just a couple. 7 in total. What is over here? Anything at all? Well, we need to explore very carefully, I think. Very carefully indeed. Alright. Nothing down here. No, these really don't look like caverns to me. Maybe they're just caverns in name. They do have ogres in them. I don't like that they have ogres in them. Ogres are things we have dealt with before, and they are not challenging. They're not challenging, maybe. But if they hit you, you haven't had one of them hit you. You haven't had one of them hit you. I've seen it close enough to know that it's a bad idea. We need to be very sure that we don't accidentally back up into where there is a pit. Because if we do that... Ooh, there's a bag here. Bags are always good, but we'll deal with this enemy first. And that enemy is pretty much gone. What is in the bag? The answer is... really not a lot, but a bag is always a good thing, so we'll hold on to a bag. If nothing else, it will allow us to, for instance, clear out our inventory a little here and have things nice and organized, because nice and organized is a good thing, or at least a little more organized. There we are. Much better. And what are down here in this pit? Probably lots of enemies. So we don't want to find out what indeed is down there. Ooh! Something's opened. It sounds like over here. Let's see what's over here. There is a note here. Finally, I have discovered a stash of supplies, but once I got in here, the wall closed shut behind me. I have been too confident in myself. I thought I knew how the rules of a dungeon worked. Oh dear. Need to be careful, I think. Here is a secret. There is a phalanx helmet. There is a tattered cloak. The remains of Toorum. Oh no, he didn't make it. That is sad. And an ancient axe. How good is this axe? It's actually pretty good. It's probably seen more split skulls than any other in the history of mankind. And there is a hardstone bracelet here, just in case we wanted another one. Is there another note? There is one more note. My ink is starting to run dry, and I haven't had a crumb to eat in days. I can hear them whispering behind the walls. They knew I wasn't on their side. I'm too weak to walk. I'm trapped. If only I could Oh dear. It appears his luck finally ran out. Perhaps it didn't. What do you mean? Well, we know the location of one of those places where we can get people resurrected. Yes? If we take his bones back there, he might survive. Long ago, decayed remains of a human. The bones have a strange aura. They are very old. Are you sure that this will actually work? It may work. There's only one thing we can do. We can try. We owe him that much. His advice has been very helpful over these many excursions. Alright, we'll give it a try. But if it doesn't work, we leave him. We could bury him. He is taking up too much carry capacity otherwise. Let's see if this works, shall we? The remains of Turum on one of these stones. You hear a distant sigh of relief. I think we might have saved Turum there. Ha-ha! Excellent! Turum, I think, will be perfectly okay. Maybe if we go back to that area, Turum will be there and we can go and say hello. It's not very likely, but hey, maybe that's the case. Alright, back into the caverns we go. Is there anything here? Let's have a look. I doubt it somehow, but there might be. You never know, there might be. Anything here? No. Maybe he's managed to escape some other way. Who knows, but either way, we've helped him out. And we're probably going to throw ourselves down a pit and see what's in here. Oh, there are some slimes here. I'm starting to regret this decision. Fortunately, slimes are really not that tough at all. Hello, Mr. Slime number 2. Are you going to move this way? I think you are. And I'm going to deal with you before you get anywhere near us. Nope, I'm not. But fortunately, we dealt with you anyway. Here is another skull. Aha! Marvellous. We have loads of these now. More than enough. Also, you can still eat food when you are, also, we don't need this, and we don't need that. You can still eat food and regain, the hunger bar when you are diseased. Also, we need to be very, very careful. There we go. You are still encumbered. What do we need to move? Maybe a few of these? Nope, now you are encumbered. Maybe if we, how much are you encumbered by is probably a more accurate question. Maybe if we move them back to there. Nope, you're encumbered now, and you're very close to your carry capacity. So, will that? No, that won't do it. And there is another one there. Now you are just diseased, but we need to make some room here. That would do the trick, but it would involve... Actually, it involves just getting rid of that, and there's no reason not to, really. No reason not to at all. We might as well keep using crossbow bolts. We have a lot of them, after all. And I think, then again, is that actually better? It is implied that that is better. It does have a little less attack power. It is faster, though. Maybe it's finally time to switch back to a bow. We do have a lot of arrows for it. We do have a lot of arrows. Also, the enemy is right... Oh, resting there is a terrible idea. We should not have even tried that. Nope, nope, nope. Wrong button. Wrong button. Do not try and rest there. I was trying to turn and accidentally pressing the wrong button completely. I think this is probably a smart idea, finally switching out to the crossbow. Well, switching out from the crossbow to the bow. Because this is a slightly better thing to be using. Also, we have a lot of arrows to use with it. So it's probably a good idea. There are also a lot of slimes here for us to defeat, and slimes are a good thing to attack. There we go. It does attack a lot faster. A lot faster. Hello, how are you? Have you come to perish? I think you have arrived to perish. And indeed you probably have, because we are much nastier than we were before. When we first encountered you, way back when in that challenge room. And there is another one here. Hello. I think we might have attacked you already. Oh, careful. And there we go. Excellent. We now have, what, 23 bolts? No, we have more than that. We have 24 arrows. It's a few less than we had before, but hey. We end up attacking faster, which is what's important, and attacking faster is pretty good. You have served us well, Crossbow, but it is time to leave you behind. Plus, we really needed to make room in our inventory. Alright, moving on. Anything here at all? There's got to be something in here of particular value. There is a piece of food, and that's always nice. What about Anything else? Anything else at all? Well, I'm noticing that that area there doesn't appear to correspond with any area over here. Maybe there's something to that one in particular that is different to all the others. Also, here are some poison bombs. Just because we've only just dealt with the carry capacity problem, we need to deal with it all over again. But hey, I'm sure we'll have use for all of this stuff later. We haven't yet found a way out, though. Well, let's keep exploring, I think. Exploring is a very, very good idea. A very good idea indeed. Over here, a bunch of scrolls that we have just got rid of, and this area here. What is in here? It would appear nothing. Or at least areas that we can't unlock just yet. What indeed must we do? I think we must go down to the one area that we have not yet been to, which is down here. And there are stairs up, which is brilliant. Anything around here? Excellent. A way to open back to, oh, actually, we're on the other side, which is interesting. So we're going to have to fight our way, and it shuts behind us. There is a key there. We're going to need that key, I think. And I think having the bow is a good idea. Hello! Now I'm starting to regret all the chances I did have to get some bow and, well, some arrows when we did. I think we got one opportunity. Or maybe we didn't. I'm maybe mixing up my treasure rooms there. Hello! You're an ogre, and you are not really a problem. There we go. You are about to perish. You managed to get a lot of attacks off there. There we go. Excellent. There is a switch here. There are lots of switches here. And there is a pit there. We need to really link up the places that we've been. There we are. Need to be very careful and make sure we don't fall to our doom. There is a door here. And in here are some more ice dinosaurs. Hello! It's been a while since we've seen you. No, wait, no it hasn't. It was pretty much the same floor. There we go. We are so much more deadly now that Heather has Swordmaster. And Malgrav has gained a level, which is always nice. More unarmed combat, I think. Now he has 1 point away from getting a lot more strength and dexterity. And the more strength and dexterity he has, the more he can carry. Which is always good. Also, carrying that piece of meat is pointless when we can do that. There we go. And I think this pretty much links up to where we have been before. And it does indeed. Alright. We need to explore a little bit down there, but I think we have seen most of... I was about to say most of what we have seen, but here is another area full of enemies that we can defeat quite quickly, I think. Remember when these were a problem? A huge problem? I imagine they still would be a problem if, or maybe they wouldn't be. What is this? The placement of the pillars by the row of levers is most peculiar. I'll have to inspect them more closely. This must have been put there before Turum fell into a trap and died absolutely horribly. It most likely was, unless he somehow has a way to magically move pieces of paper everywhere. And that leads back to over here. Okay. I'm curious about that pit there, so I'm going to throw myself down that pit and see if it does in fact lead to somewhere in particular. It just doesn't seem to correspond with anywhere on the map down there. And the answer is I was absolutely right. Absolutely right to do so. What is in here that was worth doing this? The answer is a secret area. A secret area that appears to be full of nothing. I don't like this at all. This has trap written all over it. It does. I don't like it. I don't like it either. And it's an item we really don't actually need. But maybe the enemies will trigger anyway when we leave. Maybe they will. Advice? I think we should rest first. And so they will rest, and then the consideration. So it's agreed then. We'll go and pick up the item. We will go pick up the item. I don't like that we're going to pick up the item. But what's the worst that could happen? You always say that, don't you? And we are back. Apologies for the interruption there. Let's have a look at this weapon, shall we? It's quite a nice weapon. If we were using maces, I imagine it would be one of the best maces in the game. But we are not, so we're going to leave it. It would seem that our worries were completely unfounded. There's absolutely nothing here. Oh, I hate that we're right about this. I think we all do. We have to fight our way out. And indeed, we're going to have to fight our way through a lot of enemies. There's more than just crabs here. There are numerous enemies that are going to cause us a lot of trouble that we need to defeat right now and make sure that we do not lose anyone in the process. We need to make sure that nobody dies. And we do that by staying out of that cloud there, because Eyes does not have a lot of health compared to everyone else. And William has gained a level, and that means that he now has the, this here, the Master Archer. Doubles the chance of scoring a critical hit with missile weapons, and now we're going to work on the dodge skill. Because why not? Bonus evasion is always a nice thing. I think there are going to be more enemies for us to face, and that is just terrible, but a level is always a nice thing. Alright, what do we have here? Is that another crab? That is another crab. Hello, how are you, Mr. Crab? You are going to perish, absolutely, when we obliterate you. There we go, and another one of these. These are not that tough whatsoever. We just need to pick our fights very carefully. And I mean very carefully. There we go. Not bad at all, and some food. Food is always good. Alright, anything else? I think not. I think we've actually managed to survive. And then a crab that was wandering over there away from us has managed to sneak up on us while we sleep and kills us completely. But no, it seems like we got away with that. And that is a very good thing, because that was a very, very tricky encounter. And over here is there a way back? Yep, there appears to be a way back, which is this way, which is always good. There's also that way, too, that we didn't go into that alcove. I suppose it's worth examining, just in case. You never know. It might have something really good in it, but I get the feeling that it has a few throwing knives. That's pretty much it. And so we'll now head back up the way we came and see if we can get access to that gold... Oh, hello! Remember when I said that there might be an enemy that snuck up down that corridor and was waiting for us? We were very lucky that nobody got killed in the night there when they rested, because that would have been awful. And then we'd have had to see if the that crystal would be able to bring anyone back to life. Also, there is a shuriken that we completely and totally overlooked. We now have 11 of them. Not bad at all. Let's move back up, shall we? Back to the caverns. Back to the way that we've previously been, and we most certainly need to look at those pillars and see if we can figure something out about them. Alright, we're back here now. We need to get access to that key, that's for sure. Okay, let's go over here and what does that do? Does it do anything? Does that do anything? Do any of these do anything? There's only one way to find out, and that is to have a look, eh? Has that opened that way? The answer is a resounding no. That is a resounding no. We're going to need to figure out the, hang on. The pillars. Ah, up, down, up, down. Ah, okay. Up, down, up, down. How many are there? There are 5 pillars. Okay, let's see. Pillars. Need to have a look at these pillars and see if we've... Okay, wrong pillars. Up, down, up, down, down. Is that the solution to the problem? Yes, yes it is. Looking at the wrong pillars. I was looking at very large pillars when in fact I was meant to be looking at the smaller ones. There we go. Problem solved. And there are enemies now. I'm very, very sad that I solved this problem, because I don't like these enemies. These enemies are nasty. Hello, and I accidentally nearly used the completely wrong spell. Let's be very careful here. Fortunately, we have now managed to get through your defenses, and you will perish. Eventually. There we go. One down. There was another one, though, wasn't there? I think I saw down here? No? Nope, there is another one. Hello, there are two of them! Oh, good! By the way, that is not an oh good situation. That is terrible. There we go. Need to make sure we defeat these as quickly as we possibly can. And now we've dealt with the magical defenses of the enemy, we can defeat this enemy most easily. There we go! Not bad, but there is one more to go. Hello! Would you like to perish? Because if so, you have picked the wrong party to face. We are nasty. Very nasty. Also, I've accidentally opened the inventory there. That will not stop me from defeating you. Ha-ha! And bested they indeed were. And when we come back, folks, we have one key that we need to unlock the way on. And there is another enemy here. How do they keep appearing? We will never know. Also, we were running out of... oh, careful. We don't want anyone to perish here. That is a lot of ice magic that is being used, though. Hello. Would you like to come this way? Death is free. And indeed, free it was. And so, when we come back, we will head into this way, to the shrine. And we'll find another key there that we'll use to unlock this door. That will probably lead to somewhere really, really nice indeed. Or at least, I hope so. Hello, there's another enemy over there. I really wish they hadn't appeared, but hey. If they want to try and stop us, they're welcome to try. What are those things? You mean you don't know? I have said before, but I don't know everything. And honestly, I'm stumped. They're nasty, and I wonder who they serve. Who they serve. What? Maybe what they serve. I hope it's not that. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later.